If I could sing, I'd sing a song and say, it's 6 o'clock, you guys. It's 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock on Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. It's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. How much water have you all drank today? Jada, today was your off day, so you should have consumed a lot of water once you got home. How much water have you drank since you made it home? Oh, my oldest finally remembered to check her mom out. Hey, Kayla. Or is this Kai watching me? Hey, Miss Pat, I was really excited, or shocked, should I say, to see that you told me you live in Mississippi. So thank you so much for tuning in. All right, I'm on, is this 6 or 8? I don't think I'm on 6. I'm at 7. Uh-oh, somebody dropped off. They ain't want to hear what I had to say. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Hey. My Lake Charles niece. You should text your other sister over there and tell her that I'm on. Hey, Miss Jolene, good to see you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hey, Treva. Shrika, I pray everything's going okay with you guys. I'm so sorry for the loved one that you all lost in your family. All right, I'm at the magic number 10. I don't have a whole lot to say. I actually just got out of a room on Clubhouse. I don't know how many of you all listen to Clubhouse, but I'm starting to chime in more and more. But y'all know how I get excited and start talking. So let's pray before I look up, and I've spent my time with you all and I've forgotten to pray. So let's pray right quick. Heavenly Father, we come, oh God, thanking you for this day, oh God. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for who you were to us on yesterday, who you are to us today, oh God, and who you will be to us on tomorrow, oh God, if you decide to wake us up. Lord, I ask that you would forgive us for our sins, oh God. Forgive me for everything that I've said, done, acted upon, and even contemplated that was against your will and your way for my life, oh God. I ask that you would use me during this time, oh God, to say only what you would have me to say. Allow them to only hear what it is you want them to hear from me, oh God. I ask, oh God, that you would make up the difference where I fall short as a servant to you, as a wife to my husband, a mother to my children, a friend to many, oh God. I just ask, oh God, that you would use me as only you can, and then allow each of us that's on this live at this moment to be blessed. Bless those who will listen to it later, oh God. And I just ask, oh God, that you would just be with us as we start this new week on today, and allow us to move in the way that you would say move. In Jesus' perfect name I pray. Amen. So, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm not going to be long, but I hope I'll be meaningful. Hey, Carlisha, child, all kind of special people on here today. I feel privileged because it's a nice day, so normally people would be out and about. So, let's see. What did I need to follow up? Okay, so, hey, Des. Master's class. So my master's class is supposed to, hey Kimberly, my master's class is supposed to start next Monday, or next Sunday, I'm sorry. I changed it to Sunday. And so that means it will be taking the place of Soul Searching Sunday for the next 4 weeks. And that's providing anyone signs up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, ain't nobody signed up yet, so I don't know what's going on. I just move how the Lord say move, and whatever happened, and I'm gonna be okay with it. So if you're interested, you need to go to my website, you need to sign up. I am going to run a special on tomorrow, and I will be making an announcement probably every hour about it. I'm really bad with doing what my assistant tells me to do. She told me to do something. We talked, and she gave me some last pointers, and I wrote some notes, but I don't know what I did with them. But anywho, this what I got on here to talk to you all about. Like, I like how God drops stuff in my spirit, like at the last minute. Like I tell y'all, I don't do a lot of studying or researching. I just kind of get on here and I just, allow God to lead me. So with that being said, what he told me to talk to you all about today is something my pastor says all the time. It's a cinch by an inch, hard by the yard. So what do I mean by that? Let's take, for example, one of the things that when I said this earlier to someone, I was talking about in regards to communication. So I was like, if you learn how to communicate about little things, it won't be hard to communicate about big things. Like, you'll already be good at communicating. I hope that makes sense to you. Like, this person struggles with effective communication. Like, they just don't know how to let, like, y'all A and B in the circle. And A need to know what B doing as much as B need to know what A doing. But A have a problem communicating, and then they get upset because B don't know what the plan is. So my message was, if you learn how to talk about little things, communicate about little things, then when the big things come, it'll just come natural for you to say, hey, oh, by the way, I need you to know this, or you need to do this, or whatever's going on, or this is what's going on with me. So at that moment when I was having that conversation, literally I heard my pastor say, it's a cinch by the inch, hard by the yard. Now, when he tells us that, in most cases, he's talking about money. When he's telling us about paying for something, and it may cost a lot, he'll always say, it's a cinch by the inch, hard by the yard. So he's talking about finances. But when God dropped it in my spirit, he was like, you can use that in regards to all things. It's a cinch by the inch, hard by the yard. Like, it's hard to communicate about something real serious when you don't know how to communicate about little things in life. So if you practice communicating about little things that's going on in the marriage, in the family, in the business, wherever you want to put it, then when the big things come, it won't be so hard for you to say those difficult things, have those difficult conversations. I hope I'm making sense to y'all, because that's what God gave me in regards to starting this. Like, you've got to learn how to communicate. So it's easy by the cinch, hard by the yard. If you learn how to say, oh, I forgot to take the trash out, can you take it out? Then it won't be as difficult to say, I accidentally took too much money out the bank. Can you figure out what we may need to do to finagle some things or move some things around? You see what I'm saying? Or whatever the conversation is. But again, I can't emphasize enough, cinch by the inch, hard by the yard. And so that just kind of goes back to communicating with anger management. That's a lot of times why we get angry and we blow up, because instead of you saying, I got a problem with this small thing that you're doing, you wait until it's 10 or 12 things and then you blow up. Then you scream and you acting like a mad person, and in some cases, the police wind up involved, or the neighbors hear the disagreement. The neighbors wouldn't know y'all was as crazy as you are if you all would learn to communicate about small matters in the family. I hope I'm making sense, because I promise y'all that's what God dropped in my spirit to just jump on here right quick and share with you all. Cinch by the inch, hard by the yard. Like, another thing, like, even if you use it in the perspective that my pastor talks about with finances. Okay, so when y'all finish paying off a bill, don't take that money and start buying most stuff at the Dollar Tree or the Dollar Store or Walmart. Like, take that money and put it to the side as if you're still paying on that bill. So then when you want to do something, you want to go on vacation. Because right now, everybody trying to travel, everybody trying to move around. And prime example, we went to my grandson's baseball game today. And we didn't know that you needed to pay, and they were charging $5 per person in the car. Well, if you've not been managing your money, or you're in a situation, well, first of all, I think they should have told you anyway, because everybody don't roll with money. Like, you may just be thinking, well, because it was an early game. It was a 8 a.m. game. So if I just ate breakfast and I'm like, you know, all I drink is water and I'm bringing my water bottle with me, I don't need anything at the park, I would not have necessarily thought that it was important for me to grab, you know, my purse or make sure I have cash on me, because I don't like swiping my card. And I don't even think they had a thing where you could swipe your card. I think it was cash only. But anyway, I just want to say with that, like, it would have been a matter of not having the money just because I didn't know I needed it. But would it have been a matter for you that not only did you not have it because you didn't need it, but you didn't have it because you didn't have it? Like, you never saved for a rainy day. It wasn't that somebody had texted you and said, hey, don't forget when you get to the baseball game, they charge at this particular field. So you need to know to have a $20 bill or however many people in your car or whatever. So then I could go and make sure I have that cash with me. But let's be honest, how many of you all would not even have had it to get it out the house to bring it with you in the car to pay the people because you don't save for a rainy day? I'm just being honest with you. So I think my daughter on here, Jada, saying something. Yeah, she had her badge. And so they were letting, she works at Texas Children's Hospital. So yeah, we were able to get in free. But know that your mama don't roll like that. Like, I literally make sure I have some kind of cash on me all the time. I'm going to share with you all. I love y'all. Y'all probably think I'm silly, but I really love this time with y'all when God just moved me like he moved me, because I'm not prompted. Like, right at this moment, he just dropped a story in that I need to share with you all. So why am I like that? Why do I always make sure that I'm saving for a rainy day? Why do I always make sure I have some kind of money? Like, I even have this little zipper thing that I don't know where it came from, but I kept it and I put it in each purse that I pack. And I have about 5 or 6 ones. It's really little, it's tiny. So the ones are rolled up really small in it. But I keep it and I be forgetting I have it until I need it. And it's sometimes where, you know, I need to pay a toll or something, or I don't want to swipe my card for a $2 transaction, and I'm able to pull from that. And then also, when I get change, when I get ones, I roll them up and I put them back in there to replace what I've done. I'm in the Save the $5 group that Maxine has on Facebook. I'm in that where you save fives or whatever. But I've learned to be more conscious about my money. So the story that I want to share with you all, and I'm gonna have to curtail it a little bit because the person is still living and I don't want to be disrespectful. But anywho, I have a family member who one time, she's an older lady, one time she had me going to do some favors for her. She was here in Texas visiting. And so she asked me, she said, you have any kind of money on you? And I was like, no. And she was like, you don't have no money, like a $5 bill or nothing tucked away or whatever? And I was like, no. And so she was like, oh, no, ma'am, you shouldn't be walking around here. I don't care if you have a husband or not. You should not never have no money on you. And so she shared a story with me that I've shared with a lot of people on a personal level, but God has given me the privilege to share with you all. And like I said, I got to curtail it just a little bit. So she tells me about a time where her children were grown, and she had a son who was on drugs, and her husband forbid her to assist him in that situation. So he basically told her, don't be giving him no food out of my house, and don't give him none of my money. Well, one day her son came, he was hungry, and she had gotten to the place where she learned how to cook just enough for her and her husband. So that particular day, she decided to give her son her portion of the food. And she said, to be honest, she really was trying to feed him before her husband got home because she knew it was going to be a problem. But the husband came home and the son was there, and he was upset. So he said, you must have gave him your food because I know darn well you didn't give him my portion. And so he allowed her to serve him. So she served him his food. He ate his food, and then he literally went. And even though it wasn't that much left in the pot, I think she had left herself a little corner of something or whatever she said. But she said he went and scraped it and put it all in the trash and told her, this is for not listening to what I told you to do. You gonna go to bed hungry since you decided to give him my food after I told you not to. Now, don't get caught up. Don't start putting a whole bunch of stuff on here about getting caught up in that. That's a whole nother story. Listen to where I'm trying to go with you with the story. Stay with me. So she was so heartbroken. She said, I went to bed hungry that night. She said he wouldn't even let me, you know, she was like, he told me I better not eat no bread or nothing like that. And she said the next day she went to work, and the type of job she had, she got tips. And her husband watched her paycheck, so she couldn't touch the paycheck. But she said that following Friday, at the end of the week, she rode the bus from one end of the city to the other end of the city to find a bank that he was not familiar with, and she would take her tip money at the end of the week all the way to that other bank. And she said, baby, I declared that first Friday that I put that money in that bank account, he would never have that option to do that to me again. So again, don't get caught up on here of, oh my God, I can't believe a woman in this day and time when we letting a man. This woman is really, really old. And so that's just how times were back then. The story is really, really old. But what she was trying to share with me was, I'm not trying to teach you to be disrespectful or hide anything from your husband. But she said, don't you ever be caught without having some kind of change on you. So she was so cute. When she went to the bank that day, she got a $100 bill. She said, you take this $100 bill and you tuck it somewhere and you don't use it unless absolutely necessary. But if you use it, you try to put back as much of it as you can. I ain't gonna cry. I'm gonna try not to get emotional because that had to been hard, you know. But I thank God that she thought so much of me that she didn't keep that story with her. So when I'm sharing with you at this point in time, I know that God gave her that story to give me. And then now he's giving it to me to give it to you all. Don't get caught up in the husband was wrong and yada, yada, yada. Stay focused on what it is I'm on here to tell you, which is it's a cinch by the inch, it's hard by the yard. Put some money aside for a rainy day. Put some money aside that if God tell you to move and bless somebody, you're not feeling like, well, I can't do it. I really want to help this family or I really want to help this person, but I can't. Save for a rainy day. If you finish paying off cons, maybe you getting, a washing machine, dryer, whatever from cons. When you finish paying them, don't take that money and be all excited and go to Dollar Tree and buy up $75 worth of extra stuff at Dollar Tree or whatever. Put that money aside as if you don't know that you have it. Just act like it's still a bill. You can do it. If I can do it, and I came from a family who, again, my mom didn't share a lot, so I don't know how good or how bad she was with her spending, but I know that there were other family members that taught me a lot of unhealthy practices early on in my adult life, like renting furniture. I used to get furious on Saturdays that Renter Center would call me, harassing me about furniture other people got in their house. So I would be going off. I'd be like, do I have your stuff? Then why you calling me? Did you ask them when they put my name on that list if they had checked with me to put me down as a reference? And that's the thing too, like, I know people are getting better with that. I notice I've had people contact me and say, can I put you down for a reference? Y'all need to do that. Y'all know y'all not good with paying y'all bills. Then y'all want to put us down as a reference. Then they calling our house on Saturday morning harassing us about the bed you sleeping in or the couch you laying on or the refrigerator you opening back and forth. Like, if you know you're not good with that kind of stuff, don't put other people in your mess. I'm just being real because I don't do that. But I've had it done to me, and I would be going off. I would be telling them, take my name off because I did not give them permission to put me down as a reference. And you're not going to be calling my phone on Saturday mornings harassing me about something I don't have. And then it came to the, what's those stores where you can go and show them your paycheck and they give you, I think it's payday loans or whatever. Somebody tried to teach me that. I did that one time. But let me tell y'all a funny part about that. The one time I did it, the people in the store was mad at me because I read the fine print and it said if you brought the money back before the 30 days, you didn't have to pay the finance charge. So they was pissed at me. But what I loved about what I felt like God was teaching me was that you didn't even really need to do that. You just was following suit on something you saw somebody else do. And so you got to be careful of what you following family or friends do? Is it healthy? Is it whole? Is it productive to where it is you say you trying to go in life? If you see somebody, because I shared with you all back in the day now, the pawn shop was a bad thing for me. I would pawn jewelry that was dear to me just so I could pay back the rent money so I didn't have to hit my husband's mouth, or, you know, I was doing the cash and the check thing. So I've had bad habits. But let me tell you where I got those bad habits from: other people. So watch who you watching. Watch who you watching. So that's my two takeaways for today is watch who you watching, and it's a cinch by the inch, but it's hard by the yard. Like, you really want to do something for your children, or you really want to do something for yourself. Or I'm going to give you an even closer one. You want to take my master's class, but guess what? You didn't spend all your stimulus money, your paycheck. You didn't do anything really wise with that money. And so now you like, I really feel like Miss Yvette would be a benefit, or Yvette, or the exchange, whatever you call me. You may feel like that may be something very beneficial to me, but I don't even have no money. Well, what did you do with it? What did you do? Can you really write down without closing your eyes, without squinting? What did you do with your stimulus money? I'm not here, you know, like I think I see people be saying, y'all need to stop worrying about people. I'm not worrying about what you did with your money. I'm just trying to help you see. Like, when you look back and you really want to do some things, you can't do some things because you've done some other silly things. So I'm just on here right quick just to tell you, it's a cinch by the inch, it's hard by the yard. That was a very valuable lesson that loved one shared with me. That husband telling her, making her go to bed hungry at night, she said, never again. Never again. And by the way, she showed me what was in that bank, because when she came here to Texas, I had to find a sister branch, kind of like the bank that she had in the other state. So trust me, the bank that I had to find was way on the other side of Houston, but we talked. She shared a lot of things with me, and I thank God for her and our relationship. But more importantly, she showed me that transaction slip of what she took out and what was left. And I'm here to tell you, she must have went to the bank a whole bunch of times on Fridays after she got through with her tip money, because it was large and in charge. Do you hear me? It was large and in charge. And by the way, she wasn't as crazy as it may seem with the story, because she had sense enough to make sure the beneficiary on that account was not him. Hint, hint, clue, clue. I ain't trying to teach you to do nothing wrong, but, you know, you need to check out your surroundings, and anybody do something like that to you to teach you a lesson, that is nothing healthy. That may have been love, but it was nothing healthy about that love. Do you hear what I'm saying? I know that in a roundabout way, he may have been trying to teach her to not let the son, you know, misuse them or take advantage. But to the point where you made your wife go to bed hungry that night to teach her a lesson, he had went too far. He had went way too far with that. So anywho, I just jumped on right quick. I ain't gonna never be long, but I'm always be strong with you all. So when I tell you about that, I also wanted to talk to you all about going back to the anger management thing, about the cinch with the inch, the hard with the yard. Like, I need to emphasize again, because I think I just said it real quickly. Like, learn how to communicate. Learn how to say little things. Talk about the little things that agitate you, so that when the big things happen, you'll already know how to open that door. Like, everybody in your life, you have to move a certain way. Even with my children, I have to come at both of them a little different way. It's not that I'm scared of them by no means, but I'm respectful of the type of person or the type of personality they have. Like, and I hope that people would, and I kind of noticed that people probably know they have to come at me a certain kind of way. Like, you can't just be aggressive and outspoken with everyone about everything. Just, about everything. Like, you need to learn how to be soft and gentle about situations. And then guess what? Your children are watching. They will learn how to communicate as they get older when they see us communicating properly. If they see us fussing and cussing, that's what they gonna do. Trust me. I think I shared with you all before, like, I was the best door slammer I know in Texas. I don't know about any other state, but I could slam the hell out of a door. I can grab a doorknob in a way that would just rock your world. That's not something I'm bragging about. That's something, thank God, that I'm delivered from now. But every now and then, do it kind of seep up? And do it make me want to do it? Yeah. 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 It's kind of like my pastor say, it's not that I don't know how to curse, I just choose not to. So it's not that I don't know how to slam a door, I'm just choosing not to slam doors anymore. So then I come to ask you, what is it that you're choosing not to do anymore? Like, it's we already almost halfway into the year, you guys. It's already April. So we're 4 months into the year. Time is moving fast. What have you done differently? What changes have you made as a result of the virus, as a result of being at home, as a result of a lifestyle change? Like, everybody experienced some type of change. What did you work on in your personal life that you can say, as a result of the virus, as a result of me losing some loved ones, I look at life a little differently? How are you walking now versus how you were walking a year ago when we were in this spot? Because I think a year ago, they kept saying, well, it may be a little bit longer. Well, it may be a little bit longer. And it turns into a whole year. And here we are still dealing with it. I think I saw on the news today, New Jersey had over 3,000 new cases. So the virus is still alive and well. I'm not 100% sure. And don't send me no messages, because you're not going to be able to sway me. Only God going to be able to sway me. I'm not 100% sure I'm sold on the injection thing. I'm still weighing my odds. I'm still watching. But I'm also definitely still being very cautious. I'm taking my CMOS, by the way, I swear by. And this is not because I just started selling it 2 weeks ago, but I've been talking about CMOS way before the virus even came into play. But if I were you all, I would be trying to do something to boost up your immune system, something to take better care of yourself. If you realize that you're struggling, and they said a lot of people died because they had pre-existing health conditions, if you know you can do something about those pre-existing health conditions, you need to really think about doing it. If you know you need to eat healthier, if you know you need to stop drinking, if you know you need to drink more water, that's another thing. Like, we are alkaline water nuts over here. Like, I really can't even drink any other kind of water. Like, I definitely can't drink water out of a restaurant anymore. Like, it tastes like straight garbage to me as a result of alkaline water. But we got to take better care of ourselves. Like, I'm trying to boost my business up. I love to travel. I am an airport fanatic. I love just the stroll or the suitcase going through the airport. Well, how can I travel if I don't take good care of myself? Do I want to be in a situation where I can't breathe, I can't talk long on the stage, all those kind of things? We've got to take better care of ourselves, you guys, so that our children are watching us about everything. Everything. I remember my daughter, Jada, I think Jada had to be 5 or 6, because she was like only in the 1st or 2nd grade, and they sent us to an endocrinologist specialist. And he said to keep, because diabetes ran really strong on my side of the family and her dad's side. So the doctor was like, to keep her from being a diabetic, you need to change everything. So I remember Kayla fussing, saying, well, why we got to start eating this kind of cheese? Because she got something going on. I changed the bread, milk, everything, how we ate changed. And so I can't even drink real milk at this point, because it's just too heavy for me, because I've been drinking 2% milk, and now I don't even do 2% milk. I do almond milk. But we moved away from real milk so long ago that I can't do real milk. But those were lifestyle changes that I was willing to make because there was a situation going on with my child. So you all can't keep saying they need to lose weight, they need to eat healthier, but you still keep making poor decisions as to what you're feeding them, or what you're eating in front of them, or what you're bringing in the house. All of those things matter. Like, when they look back over their childhood, they don't just dissect us from one perspective. I'm sure my children dissect me from every angle there is. Well, there are some angles that I'm like, but then there's some angles that I'm like, yeah, I did that. So some of you young mothers that are watching me, I need you all to, like, what angles will your children be able to say, my mama did that? You're not going to be perfect in every angle. There's no such thing as perfection. You know, I say on here all the time, the day you master perfection, you have no purpose on this earth. So don't worry about being perfect. But what areas do you know you need to do better in? What areas do you know you need to, like, looking back, I used to think my mom was mean because guess what? I only got soda. Matter of fact, I had to choose on Sunday. When we were leaving church, she would stop at Shoppers Mart. I grew up in South Acres in Lamar. So my mom on Sundays coming home from church would stop at Shoppers Mart. And I had a choice. She wouldn't let me go in Shoppers Mart. So she would tell me, what do you want? You want a pint of ice cream? Or my favorite was strawberry soda. Or you want a liter of strawberry soda? And I had to choose. And I had to make that ice cream. I could eat it all up on Sunday night. But that was it, or I could learn how to eat a little bit at a time and make it stretch all the way through the week. I could drink all of that soda on Sunday night, or I learned how to make it stretch so I could have a little bit each time I ate dinner. I know that God moves me on these segments, you guys, because I promise you, I've never thought about these things before now. So somebody on here needs to hear what I got to say. Somebody on here needs to hear what I have to say. Like, I kind of thought it was cruel that candy was not something that was readily available in my home. I am 53 years old. I've never had a cavity. Never. Now, when I was pregnant, they told me, when I was pregnant with Jada, they told me I had a cavity, but they never filled it. And so I used to say I had one cavity, but I've been going to the same dentist all my life. And I actually ran into the dentist, the two ladies who worked in the office. They were at the event that I was at yesterday selling my perfume. They're retired now. And they remembered me and they were like, you still got those perfect teeth? And I was like, yep, 53 years old and I've never had a cavity. Never. So there are some things Rhoda did right. There are some things. Now, my mom wasn't big on taking me to the dentist, but my dad was. I remember him coming to pick me up and taking me to this same dentist office that I go to in Galveston. So I say all that to say, my parents did a whole lot of things wrong. But guess what? They did a whole lot of things right too. And so what I've learned to do is look back over my childhood and what things did they do good. So I need to continue to do those things. What things did they do wrong? I need to not do those things. I can honestly say I've never been abusive toward my children. I've never cussed my children out where I've called them inappropriate names. Never. What is it that you're going to be able to say you broke the generational curse on? I don't do those things. Or I continue to do those things because those were good things that my parents did. Like making sure that I'm clean and presentable. Those are things that Rhoda taught me. And I'm proud to say that I've carried them on to the next generation. I like that Kayla makes sure Kai gets a haircut on a regular basis. I like that when I go to their homes, I see that they're living conducive to how they were raised. All those things. But if you walking around with trash on your floor, you can pretty much suspect that's pretty much how your children gonna grow up and do. And then you may want to go there and be wanting to fuss and cuss. But where did they get that from? Where did they think that it was okay to sweep trash up and leave it at the door for a week? I don't know who doing it. I just know that I've gone to people's houses and I just be like, so how you sweep up trash and just leave it right there? You went to go get the dustpan and you got distracted and you forgot? But then I came back to your house again the next week and it looked like that same trash was there. Okay, yeah. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm just on here saying what I'm saying because that's what God told me to say. So look back over what you're doing in regards to your finances, in regards to communication. What did I say? It's a cinch by the inch. It's hard by the yard. And then I have a prize for the person who could tell me what was my other point. Because guess what? I forgot what it was. But if you was paying attention and you got a good memory, then you should be able to tell me what was my second point. I remember the first one because I know God dropped it in my spirit as soon as I got on, which is it's a cinch by the inch, it's hard by the yard. And remember, I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about it's easier to have those little conversations. So when the big conversations come, you'll know how to communicate. So I'm waiting. Y'all can inbox me later. Oh, you got it, niece. All the way in Lake Charles, Louisiana. She got it. Watch who watching you. That was it. Watch who watching you. You just made me remember. Watch who watching you. Very good. So, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to let you pick from one of my businesses. If you want a book, or if you want some perfume, air freshener, whatever, we'll talk. We'll hashtag it out later. But again, I'm not on here long. I've actually only been on here for 25 minutes. You all know I only say what God give me to say, and after that, I'm through. I'm giving you back your Sundays. I love you guys. Don't forget to go on my YouTube page. Don't forget, if you're interested in my masterclass, you need to sign up. But hey, it is what it is. I love what I'm doing. I'm in a happy place, and I hope that you all too. I'm wishing you a wonderful week. I'll see you next Sunday at 6 o'clock for Soul Searching Sunday, providing I don't start the master's class. Take care.